Hello, folks. Well, we're talking about the Cannes Film Festival 2024. This is a recap of the film festival / film market. And it's a big distinction, is that you have to understand that the Cannes Film Festival, the biggest film festival in the world, by the way, an interesting side note is it's the second most covered event by the press that there is, the Olympics being number one, Cannes being number two. That's how many people kind of descend on Cannes. But you also have the film market going on at the same time, which is called the Marché du Film. And so the market goes on at the same time. So you kind of experience both. If you're out there, you're experiencing the festival and the film market that takes place in the Palais. As opposed to, say, AFM, which will just be a market. The American film market will just be a market, and there's no real festival that goes on at the same time. There was AFI, but now that AFM's moved to Vegas, it's going to be isolated like that. So the key is the Cannes Film Festival is this extravagant, incredible film festival event, and you have the market that's all about the business. So that's what we're talking about, the Marché du Film and the recap from 2024. Well, first off, Cannes started, as I was saying to some of the newer people that had been there, I'd said that it was the worst weather Cannes that I'd experienced, because I think the first 4 days it rained, maybe even 5 days it rained, but then the weather turned around, and the weather can be beautiful, kind of like Los Angeles weather, maybe a little bit more humid, and it got better from that point on. The films were mediocre at best that I saw initially, and then there was some that apparently got better. I had a friend's film in competition for Directors Fortnight that was called Christmas Eve in Miller's Point, and I thought that was great. But there were other films that were weird. But the market itself, I would say it's a little bit slower. There was less buyers that I would see, and maybe less attendees. Also, France, or at least the aspect of the market, is somewhat disorganized. They are notorious for not having a great organizational efficiency, like compared to the Germans in Berlin. It's so efficient and everything kind of fits into place. There's a lot of times where you'll be in Cannes and something, you have to go through a security or something, and it just doesn't even make any sense. And this year the security was rough. It was very tough for filmmakers and buyers to get in. We had separate access as exhibitors, but still not great. They need to really revamp the security of entering the Palais by next year, because a lot of people were disappointed. Almost every one of our meetings was late, which that kind of says something, that they're 5-10 minutes late no matter what. So I do want to say that, the buyers are pickier, and they're getting more and more picky on completed films. But there's still that market for movies that have not been made yet. And I'm not talking about pre-sales per se, but I'm talking about getting a sales agent or distributor or somebody like that attached before you make the film. The reason being, there's potential. And when there is potential, there seems to be more money. There seems to be a chance for a company to come in, let's say they're based out of UK, and give X amount of dollars for the movie before it's made, because there's that potential there. And so I think that's still strong. And I think the co-production market is strong, and it's getting stronger. UK just passed the new tax credit law, and I think it's 53%. Overall, it boils down to about 40% of your budget back, and doing co-productions with the UK is going to be much more robust and stronger in the future years. So what I would say is this: don't forget to try to go to these markets and get relationships and potential deals before you shoot the movie, or in the process of putting the movie together, instead of just waiting till it's over and then thinking about distribution at that point. You're going to have a much better chance if you start to stack the deck in your favor as you're putting the film together. And that's what I take from this year's Marché du Film.